Hello, let's do Wordle for Thursday, June 11th. Let's play. Yesterday we spun the wheel. It said to start with Jazzy again. So we're going to learn about Z's again. All right. Oh, I was going to say it's all gray, but actually there is a Y at the end. And we learned that not only is there not one Z, there's also not two Z's. All right, we end in a Y. That's already kind of trappy. Like if you ever play Don't Wordle, ending in Y is like a blessing, but in regular Wordle, not so much. So I want to get the common letters here, S, T, R, L, N. I want to focus on the common consonants because, especially with ending in Y, you need to really bash on the consonants, as many as you can. I'm going to go for stray here. Go from there. Ooh, that's lucky. We have an ST. So we're probably an STY word. And we're not a STY. Could be something like misty. Misty's interesting because it's one of those that wasn't in the original Wordle answer list. And I don't know if it was re-added by the New York Times later. I didn't really check. But it was always a mystery. Like, why is Misty not not in the answer list? It was one of those weird ones that's just kind of wasn't present. But I'm sure it probably is now. So there's Misty and there's Musty. And there's Gusty. And is there another Isty besides Misty? Listy, Pisty, Disty, Sisty, Bisty, Misty. I think Misty is the only ISTY. Is there an OSTY? It doesn't look good. Costy. Posty. Toasty. And then USTY, there's Gusty and Musty and Dusty. Ooh. Gusty, Musty, Dusty. Lusty, maybe? That's still just four, though. Dusty, Gusty, Lusty, Musty. Oh, there's also Busty. Oh, no. I think I would prioritize Dusty, Gusty, and Musty. I mean, it's already like if these are all valid answers, it's already a failure state because I can't get two of these letters with the ST there. I don't even think there's like a hard mode filler I could do. Let's see if there is. Because like I could reuse the S in place. I could put the T in place. But like how would I fitting two more letters in would mean four consonants and then a Y at the end. It's just not going to happen. So I'm just going to have to assume something like lusty is not actually a word. There's musty and misty. So I think the optimal thing is to pick musty or misty. So why don't I go for misty, the one that I was ranting about not being on the answer list. All right, not misty. So it's one of the usties. I did get rid of musty, so I don't think that was a bad decision. Busty feels like something they probably wouldn't include. There's dusty and gusty. I feel like dusty is the most common. It's not the usty trap. Ooh, what's left? There's testy. You're being testy? Ooh, I didn't. Oh, there's also ESTY. I for some reason like I ignored the E. It's usually because by now I usually have an E. This was not a good day to start with Jazzy. If there ever was one. Bestie. I doubt it. That's usually IE at the end anyway. So there's definitely pesty and testy. Pesty and testy. That better be the only two. Westy. Which one do I do first? I'm going to do testy first. Oh, nice. Got him 5. Okay. Won the 50-50. This analysis should be interesting. I still think Misty was the right choice here. I don't think there was any other repeated between IU and E. Wow, that's a lot of consonants you need to cover. If only I had one more guess at the start. We got rid of Jesty. All right. And we got rid of Zesty, actually. If we hadn't started with Jazzy, we might have had Jesty. What was I saying? We might have had Zesty as an option. Interesting. All right. Before we do anything else, let's spin the members wheel and see what tomorrow's starting word will be. Hopefully it's not a bad start again. Donuts, suggested by Tyson Price. Donut's not bad. I did lose on donut that one time, which was unfortunate, but I don't know that that was necessarily Donut's fault. So yeah, tasty donut tomorrow as our start. Let's do some analysis. And I'm told that the email analysis that I was getting is now incorporated into Calcle. If you want to have access to it, then you need to add ranks to the URL. So the URL that you normally go to, put a question mark and then put ranks after it, my name. And that will include the emailed summary. And it'll only come up if the starting word matches and the coloring matches. So anyway, the answer was testy. And we started with jazzy. And here we go. It's got the good guesses. So these guesses don't lose, but barely. Glory and Baldy. So stray was not a good follow-up from that. But it says, okay. So let me look at these two. Glory and Baldy. And Baldy is not on the answer list. No, Baldy is a filler. Oh, Baldy's a filler. It uses the A. So glory is one to remember. If you get stuck in that ends in Y from your first guess, do a glorious follow-up. All right. Anyway, stray is what I did. It says it would, look at this. It says it would lose on mummy, hilly, dippy, cocky, hooky. Cocky's on the answer list. Hokey, holly, horny is on the answer list as well. Musty, lusty. Lusty is on the answer list. Gushy and rummy. Holy moly. It's saying, hey, you're probably going to lose on a bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's saying Usty Trap is a problem. I had said I hope Lusty's not an answer, but it is. So there's 12 words left. Bitsy, busty, ditzy, dusty, fusty, gusty. I didn't think of fusty. What is that? Let's look up fusty. Holy cow, I got really lucky. Something that smells stale, damp, or stuffy. Oh, we had that on the analysis earlier. We were like, why not just use musty? Gusty, gutsy. Oh, interesting. Those get each other. Lusty, misty, musty, testy, and tipsy. Holy moly. Yeah, what do you even do? It says do bitsy. I mean, any of these are fine. They're all 83.33. I did misty. Is that in the list? Yeah, it is. It's tied with all these other ones. So after misty, we have 6 words left. And now we're at a 2/3 solve rate. Losing on lusty and gusty. Yeah, I know. Luckily, it just wasn't the Usty Trap. Busty, dusty, fusty, gusty, lusty, and testy is one of these things is not like the other. I thought pesty would be an answer. Pesty, oh, so festy, nesty, pesty, and yesty are accepted, but not answers. So I went one of these. It really doesn't matter which one. Just go for an usty, it says. Just don't do testy. So I did dusty. And from here, it's testy, thankfully. So I'm glad I didn't go pesty. Why is pesty not an answer? Doesn't it just mean... Am I thinking of the wrong word? Define pesty. Annoyingly troublesome, bothersome. Yeah, that's a common word. I don't know why pesty is not on the answer list. Anyway, got it in 5. Got very lucky. I got lucky that it wasn't the Usty Trap, basically. Since it wasn't, I don't think I was in danger, but I didn't know that. All right. It would do Jazzy Glory. And then from here, it's saying get right into the Usty Trap now, where you're in danger. There's just enough Usties that we can win from here. And then from here, because it's not Usty, we're down to Misty and Testy. And so we can do it in 4 or 5. So it doesn't actually beat me. Well, it actually has a 50% chance to beat me. All right. Audio has Nan guess. That's a bug. Can I refresh? Tails. So it's saying there's tense or terse will definitely guarantee you the answer. There's only 5 left after tails. Wow. It's that starting T that's key. Wow. I wouldn't think it. That's crazy. Okay. Well, go tense or terse and you get testy. That's annoying for people who got trapped. But yeah, tails is a good start, I guess. Steel is an anagram, and so we don't get the T first, so we don't get it in 3. It does besought. From here, it's testy or zesty. So could get it in 3 or 4. Adieu, very common starting word. Something weird there where it's going to audio. So it's, again, because we have that rank start, it's got the hard-coded optimal path here. Adieu might have lost in these cases. This is new. What, yellow, blue, sorry, not blue. Yellow here, green here. If adieu gets this coloring with the A yellow and the E in place, it's probably the AER trap and it might lose. That's what it's saying. That's a cool new feature. So it says slept is the best follow-up here. That sounds like something I'd guess. And then tensor terse, again, gets you to testy. All right. Knowing it's not the usty trap is nice there. All right. And then audio might lose if it's U yellow, D yellow, O yellow. So if you get those yellows, you're in danger. Interesting. With a D yellow, okay. There's just too many letters and not enough consonants. Too many letters already used. All right, trees is the best follow-up, and then we just get testy. Interesting. That starting T is strong. Stare. Stare might lose in the case where it's yellow, 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 green. Interesting. That's crazy. You have 4 of the letters and you still might lose. It says unset or upset from here. That's interesting. And then from here, it's testy or zesty or pesto. Just go one of them and you'll get it next. So 3 or 4. All right. And then pert. Tries to get it in 2. Pert might lose on yellow A, green T, or yellow EAR with a green P. Oh, interesting. Again, a case where you have 4 of the letters, but you still might lose. Probably PRA something E trap would be my guess. It says tense is the best follow-up here, but with pert, we always go for an answer because we want to get it in 2. We don't get lucky because testy is a 2.450. It's not the optimal guess, even if you go for answers only. So if we change it to ultra, even ultra is willing to guess that. Okay. Anyway, we go something like 10th and then testy. All right. And then finally, I always forget it. Tarps is what the official bot starts with. And from here, again, we just go tense, testy. All right. Well, let's check with the official bot. That's a really cool new feature. Thank you for adding that. That worked really well. Just that weird audio display bug, but it doesn't bother me. I can still get it done. Testy. So, how do we do? 84 skill. I don't know, like, what's it going to say I could have done better on? 66 luck, yeah. Jazzy has skill 0, as per usual. So, 190 others started with Jazzy. Some followed up with Jazzy. Not the smartest move, but... Story is the most popular follow-up. Stony, slimy, misty, reply, shiny, spiny, jazzy, peony, stray. It would go peony. Interesting. Peony is one of those that might lose. 62 skill for stray. It really didn't like it. I wonder why it doesn't like stray that much. It felt like a good guess. Like story has a 95. Why would stray be so bad? I don't know. Maybe the hasty trap is bad? Huh. Misty gave a 77. Says ditzy. It agrees about the ditzy. And then Dusty gave a 99. Even though it's like you're in a lose situation. And then Testy is 99. It's the only one left. All right. Tarps, those, Testy. So it agrees that Pesty is unlikely. That's very strange. Tarps, those, testy. All right. Testy's at 0.2, 4.8, 31.8, 67, 87.1, 96.4. Losing on Zesty, Festy, Nesty, Pesty, Resty, Yesty, Tests. Testy with an E. Wow. Jetty, even? Okay. I shouldn't really consider the 0.1% to be common loss cases, though, because they aren't. Let's look at it in regular mode. See how bad it was there. 73 skill. Story, stony, rusty, resty, funky, money, windy, corny, peons, stray. All right. I honestly think maybe this is the worst result for Jazzy. Maybe the A and the Y being worse. I think the A and the Y might be worse, but I'm not entirely sure. Because there is the Ace T trap. Stray gave a 53, Misty gave a 66, 71. It doesn't matter. It does Slate Testy. Okay, gets it in 2. Show off. 0.4, 3.5, 24, 57.7, 80.9, that's low, 93.5, losing on Zesty, Festy, Nesty, Pesty, Resty, the ST trap. But really, Zesty and Testy are the only answers. Probably a lot of these are just not thinking of doubling the T. That happens all the time, especially newer players. All right, well, how'd you do?